I think it's the first day when I met him. You know, he did change things for me right from the beginning. There's also other episodes through my career which he's helped me. Well, when he changed centre half to right back, it's another one, you know. So he's been a big influence to me.
I remember being in his office once, and he brought out a letter, and he said, "What about this for cheek?" And he read this, and says, "Dear Mr. Shankly, I hate you, I hate your club, I hate your team, I hate Liverpool. Could you send me 2 tickets for the Derby game?" And he said, "I've sent the little bugger 2.
My own personal ones are, I was playing, after leaving Liverpool, at the football club. I played a bit of non-league football, and I got to work on the buses, Liverpool buses, and became a driver and started playing for their representative side, the whole of the Liverpool transport rep side. And I think they invited Mr. Shankly along as well. Before we started, he came up to me with a box and he opened it up and he said, "I've noticed your boots are getting old, son." So I said, "Oh yeah." He said, "Yeah." And they were a brand new pair of boots, gold. And I put them on and scored a hat-trick.
Liverpool were at Porthcawl, they were playing Swansea, and they were staying overnight in a hotel in Wales. And Shanks loved boxing, that was his second love. And there was boxing coming up on television, so everyone is in the lounge, the TV lounge of the hotel. And there's the whole of the first team squad, there's the directors, so there must have been about 30 LFC people in there, and there was 2 old ladies. And they wanted to watch Coronation Street. And Shanks said, "What are you going to..." She said, "Oh no, we're going to watch Coronation. We always don't. Oh, we never miss it. Coronation Street." He says, "I can understand you, my dear." He said, "But we want to watch the boxing, and I'm always believe in democracy. Hands up in this room, who wants to watch the boxing?" And of course, they were outnumbered 30-2, so they put the boxing on. And I thought that was very clever, rather than just overriding and saying no. He went through a little routine.
We were in the garden, and the cup final was coming up, West Ham versus Preston. And I said to him, "What do you think? What do you think for Saturday?" You know, and he said, "Preston, son, Preston." He said, "West Ham haven't got a Scotsman in the team. They're a bunch of Nancies." That's exactly the word.
He had an aura, and he liked. See, he was an outgoing man, so he liked an audience. He liked to talk to people. You know, he could never have gone in a room and, you know, got a newspaper and had a quiet read of that. You know, he'd go in looking to see who's there, and if people wanted to talk football, he'd talk football. He talked football to everybody. He talked to little old ladies who weren't even interested, and talked to them. So, you know, if you ever got a guy that was a football fan, it doesn't matter what his team was, he would talk to him about the guy's team. He would know everything about the guy's team, never mind Liverpool.
He caught one player going to nightclubs, and there used to be a famous club in Liverpool called the Wookey Hollow, you probably heard about. Well, Shanks didn't quite know the name, but he got hold of this place. He says, "You've been out, you've been at the Nookie Wookey. Who do you think you are? Errol Flynn."
The first game we ever played in Europe was 1964, and we played Reykjavik. I didn't know where Reykjavik was, and capital of Iceland. First game in Europe, and so there's no charter flights in them days. So we actually got on a flight from Liverpool to Glasgow, and we had a 5-hour wait before getting a flight to Reykjavik. And so the ball must have Shankly was still. We're not hanging around the airport for 5 hours. We'll go to Butlins Holiday Camp, spend an afternoon there. Anyway, we got on the bus, and as we approached Butlins Holiday Camp, you know, this little fella, little old man, got out of a hut and approached the coach. Mr. Shankly went to the front of the coach and sort of said, "It's Liverpool Football Club on the way to Reykjavik." And this little old fella just scratched his head and said, "I'm sorry, but you must have took a wrong turn." You know, when you think about it, that was the start. We've won it 5 times since, but that was the first game we ever played in Europe. Yeah.
People have the wrong image of Shanks. People were frightened of him, but he had a very soft centre. He never fined a player in all his time as manager. He never bore a grudge. He could have a fierce row with you, and then within a minute he'd say, "Do you fancy a cup of tea?"
I think after he met me mum and dad, and he promised to look after me, you know, and everything else, and he did do, you know. I mean, for all the time until he resigned, really, I never had a crossword with him, and I never asked for a rise. He always sort of approached me and give me a rise, and yeah, he was like a father figure. Yeah, he really was.
Bill was outrageously extrovert. Bob Paisley used to say, well, I prefer to be in carpet slippers. Bill put steel tips on his shoes so people would know he was coming. So Shanks played up to that.
He could be a hard man when he needed to be hard, but at the same time, he always, you could tell he had a love for his team. He loved his team and his club.
Above all, not only was he a great manager, he was a good man, he had a good heart. He did really love the people of Liverpool. He really, really did.
He was a very exceptional man. He was the biggest football fan in the world. Believe me, it's in the world. He was quite amazing. You know, a lot of people get enough of football and you think, oh, shut the door on it for for a day, half a day. No, he was 24 hours, he'd be talking.
Because no other manager ever, anywhere, has ever communicated with fans like he did. He used to give them tickets. You know, he would stop the team bus and go down the steps and give fans tickets and not want the money for them. I've seen him give fans money abroad when I was going to games in Europe. After he'd finished as manager, he used to say, "How did you get here, son?" You know, so we had to hitch. I don't know how we're getting back. Here's money to get back. You know, things incredible. Never seen anyone do that before.